that's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level weight.
I asked this because you did it with Marguerite.
Tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from
Warnings are coming in from across the boxing world, with many believing that Terence Crawford might be making the biggest mistake of his career by taking on Canelo Alvarez. After years of build-up, the long-anticipated fight is officially set. Crawford will step into the ring with Canelo on September 13th in Las Vegas, with Canelo's undisputed super middleweight world titles on the line. Both fighters are widely recognized as among the best pound-for-pound talents of this era. But with so much at stake, a loss could mark the end of the road at the elite level for whichever man falls short.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Amir Khan has previously cautioned Terence Crawford about stepping into the ring with Canelo Alvarez. And while Crawford remains confident in his ability to win, he's been honest about the challenges. He's openly admitted there are 2 aspects of Canelo's style that concern him: his power and his size. Canelo has built a reputation for his punching strength. More than half of his wins have come by knockout. And even though Crawford isn't intimidated, he knows the size gap between them can't be ignored. Speaking to TMZ Sports in September 2024, Crawford said, "This fight is massive. You've got 2 guys in the top 3 pound for pound going head to head. I understand Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. I think it's a very intriguing fight." His words show determination, but they also highlight that Crawford knows this isn't just another match. It's a much bigger test, and the risk is just as big.
Canelo?
I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
Mexican boxing legend Juan Manuel Marquez didn't hold back when sharing his thoughts on the upcoming Canelo vs. Crawford fight. In a video shared on social media, Marquez clearly backed Canelo to win, and not just on points. "I think it's a dangerous fight for Terence Crawford. Maybe yes, Canelo wins by knockout," Marquez said. Coming from someone with Marquez's experience, that kind of prediction carries weight. And he's not alone. Many in the boxing world believe Crawford is facing an uphill battle, mainly due to the size and power advantage Canelo brings to the ring.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, he has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
Weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for And Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight. But I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimov.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks we know.
Super welterweight champion Israel Madrimov also weighed in, and he didn't hold back. In an interview with Ringside 24, Madrimov was direct in his assessment, saying he doesn't believe Crawford stands a chance. Not even close, Madrimov said. Canelo is too strong, too experienced at this weight. Crawford is a great fighter, but moving up to 168 pounds is a huge risk. Canelo's power and body shots will be too much. I don't see it being competitive. His blunt opinion reflects what many boxing insiders are already thinking. This isn't like facing Errol Spence or Sean Porter. This time, Crawford is stepping in against a naturally bigger, stronger opponent who knows exactly how to use that size to his advantage.
Say no, that's 2 more weight classes. Once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down. So I think if anything, Canelo will try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion and so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour.
Bob Arum, one of boxing's most respected promoters and someone who knows Terence Crawford inside and out, isn't siding with his former fighter this time. Despite years of praising Crawford's skills and helping guide his career, Aram believes this challenge is simply too much. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Aram said, "I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when he was fighting Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him. But Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner." He explained that Canelo fights at a different level, one where power and physical strength matter more than just technique. "I don't think Terence can hurt Canelo. But Canelo can hurt Terence." In Aram's eyes, Crawford may be the most skilled fighter out there, but this bout is about more than just skill, it's about taking damage and dishing it out. And Canelo, he says, holds the upper hand in that department.
What do you think of Crawford Canelo? There's a lot of talk about that.
I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner.
What fight would make the most? He wipes the floor with him.
What?
Is it because of the weight difference?
Because Canelo, Canelo is used to fighting at a...
Eddie Hearn, who's worked closely with Canelo in recent years, believes the biggest challenge Crawford faces isn't skill, but size. Speaking to Boxing Social, Hearn emphasized how steep the climb has been for Crawford. He's not just jumping to 168. He only recently moved up to 154. Before that, he was at 147, then 140, and even 135, Hearn said. "I just think the size difference is too much." Hearn also noted that even at 154, Crawford didn't appear physically dominant. While acknowledging Crawford's talent, he made it clear that the physical gap could be a major obstacle in this matchup.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov.
Eddie Hearn pointed to Crawford's recent bout with Israel Madrimov as a key concern, suggesting that Crawford didn't look fully comfortable even at 154 pounds. "I think he struggled against Madrimov, who's a strong 154-pounder, and he's really going to feel it in there against Canelo," Hearn said. Despite his doubts, Hearn didn't dismiss Crawford's skill. He praised his movement, ring intelligence, and overall brilliance, saying those qualities could definitely give Canelo some real trouble. But in the end, Hearn doesn't believe Crawford's talent alone can overcome the size and power disadvantage he'll face against a natural 168-pounder like Canelo.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what...
Meanwhile, Canelo Alvarez is heading into this fight with a rare attitude, anger. Since their face-off in New York City, he's admitted to feeling off and now views the matchup as personal. This change in mindset could be significant. Instead of the composed, tactical Canelo we saw against Golovkin or Ryder, Crawford might be facing a more aggressive, fired-up version, one who's out to make a statement.
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I know you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make one.
Canelo pointed to his 2021 fight with Billy Joe Saunders as an example of what could happen against Crawford. Saunders, much like Crawford, tried to get under Canelo's skin and was having some success early on. He moved well, stayed sharp, and even seemed to frustrate Canelo. But in the 8th round, everything changed. Canelo landed a devastating uppercut that broke Saunders' eye socket. Saunders didn't come out for the 9th round and hasn't fought since. For Canelo, it's a reminder that one clean shot can end the night, no matter how well the other guy is boxing.
Should be gone. The notion that Terence, Bud, Crawford should move up 3 weight classes and 21 pounds to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky?
Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Canelo Alvarez admitted this fight feels more personal than usual. At first, I respected him. I don't anymore, Canelo said, referring to comments Crawford made about not following instructions during the pre-fight events. According to Canelo, Crawford acted like he wouldn't play along, but then did exactly that. Canelo hinted that perhaps Turki Alshik urged Crawford to liven things up because he appeared too tense in Riyadh. Canelo clearly didn't appreciate Crawford's attitude during the promotion and made that frustration known. When asked how this version of Canelo, more emotional and fired up, would handle Crawford, his answer came off more like a warning. You watched the Saunders fight, right? He pissed me off. So it's going to be almost the same.
Today, September 12th, Allegiant Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, USA. For the